Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. Today, I'm sharing all about how you can get vocal training for free as a singer, especially if you're just beginning or you're getting back to singing, or right now with the economy and how things are looking, or just whatever the situation is, you want some free vocal training. Here are some things that you can do until you are ready to invest in yourself, which I absolutely recommend. Obviously, I'm a voice teacher myself, so of course I would recommend that. But genuinely, I do because I'm also a singer and a performer myself, and I know what investing in yourself does for you as a performer. It builds your confidence, it builds your autonomy and your ability to know why you're doing what you're doing. But there are so many free resources that I want to make sure that you take advantage of and you take seriously and you put action behind so that you can keep growing as a singer no matter where you are on your journey. If you don't know me, by the way, I'm a singer, performer, and voice teacher myself. And I love helping women, helping adults, specifically women, start building confidence and singing and performing again or for the first time, in their adult years. So that way you can build confidence in your voice, even if you haven't sung in 10 years, 20 years, or if you used to sing when you were younger and you're coming back to it and you really want to pursue this intentionally you want to pursue this as a career or as a very intentional creative outlet. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. And I'm taking you very seriously. And I want you to take yourself seriously. And I want you to take your training seriously. And this is how you grow is you make sure that you are taking the time to train your voice. And I recommend, of course, investing in yourself at some point, but to start, you can start with free. And I'll just tell you guys, when I was starting to sing and pursue singing as a professional career a couple of years ago, when I was like, okay, I really want to be a professional performing artist and voice teacher. And I did start by investing in myself with a voice teacher, and I started an online certification at Berkeley for voice technique and musicianship so that I could really understand the voice more so I could teach as well. What happened was I was able to learn how to practice and how to train my voice so that I would be able to train my voice even when I was not in lessons, even when I was not investing in one-on-one coaching or a course or whatever. I can still train my voice because I had those tools. And I realized that you can also kind of find these tools from free resources. And so the number one tool that I have for you, the number one way that you can get vocal training for free as a female singer is training on your own, which is exactly what I realized that I could do because I had these resources, because I had paid for these coaches. But now I'm going to give this to you for free. So I want you to go to some of my past episodes where I have laid out how you can create your own practice routine as a singer. This is where you need to start. So you can go to episode 76, which is Start Singing Weekly, 5 tips to create a practice routine as a beginner singer and or performer. That is going to help you build your practice routine. That's episode 76. You can also go to episode 111. Episode 111, simple voice training every performer needs, 3 steps to creating your own vocal warm up. So even if you're just starting with 5 minutes a day, a few minutes, 10 minutes a day, and all you have time for is really like a quick warm up and maybe sing a little bit of a song that you want to work on, that you want to develop, I want you to make sure that you know what to do when you're warming up. So go to episode 111 so you can learn how to create your own vocal warm up and then couple that with episode 76 to figure out how to tie that into an overall practice routine that you can start doing regularly. Okay, this is how you are able to train your voice as a singer. If you need a little bit more support around vocal warm-ups, you can also go to episode 166. So vocal warm-ups for beginners. It's a sing-along. So you can just sing along with this vocal exercise. And I have a bunch of other warm-up episodes as well that you can, of course, always feel free to scroll back and find. But you can go to that episode 166 as well. So these are free resources for you to actually start training on your own. So that's my number one tip here. Number one way to get vocal training for free is train on your own. Use some of these resources that I've laid out here, but really just focus on making sure that you have time to practice on your own. And a bonus tip here is that when you're training and practicing on your own, you must must, must, okay? Listen. If you got distracted, come back, come back. Don't get distracted, okay? Listen, you need to record yourself and listen back to yourself. I promise you, it is so uncomfortable. I know. I know. I don't want to listen to myself either. No one does. But I'm telling you, that is how you, if you're training on your own and you want it, you're giving yourself free vocal training, basically. You are listening back to your voice, and I want you to listen for one thing that you like and one thing that you can focus on adjusting, just one thing at a time, because otherwise you're going to get overwhelmed. Just focus on one thing that you want to focus on adjusting and go from there. But this is how you can train on your own. Use these resources that I've given you to create a practice routine for yourself, to know how to warm up your voice, and make sure that you use that bonus tip to record yourself and listen back and focus on just one thing that you really liked and one thing that you would like to adjust. Okay. That way you are literally training yourself. You're literally listening to yourself and giving yourself feedback. So if you really cannot afford vocal lessons, or you're just not in the place where you're able to do that right now, this is a great place to start training on your own. Okay. That's my number one. The second way that you can get vocal training for free is you can use and test online resources. So that includes the podcast episodes that I just mentioned. So this is connected to step one with connected to the first way to get vocal training for free, but it's a little bit separate because this is now I really recommend having your own practice routine first, like doing your own training first before you then start using and testing online resources that are more so like that aren't like about like how to create a practice routine or how to do a warm up. I'm talking about maybe online free resources that are like, okay, like sing this song in this way, or how to develop your mix or develop your belt, those kinds of things. I would rather, like me speaking, this is me speaking to you as a coach. I would much rather you already have an established kind of practice routine where you've gotten to listen to your voice, you're giving yourself feedback before you then add in these external resources that, some of them, they're not tailored to your voice, right? So you have to be able to use and test them. And if you don't have an already established routine for yourself, there's nothing like you don't have that baseline of like, this is how my voice sounds. This is what I'm noticing in my voice. This is what I'm learning about my voice. Like you don't have a baseline for where your voice is. So I hope that makes sense. So I would really recommend doing the first step first, like the first way first, training on your own, create your practice routine, use my podcast episodes to help you. Those do count as free resources, but I would recommend you do that first and then maybe add on and test any online resources that you find that you really like, maybe a YouTuber or other podcasts, Facebook groups where there are tips on like, try this tip, see if this helps you. That's all fine. But because it's not tailored to your specific voice, I don't want you to get frustrated if it doesn't end up sounding the way that that person sounds, right? You know what I mean? Because everyone's voice is different. The voice is an organic instrument. It is constantly changing and everyone's voice is completely different. So, of course, there are some basic fundamental things that are the same, which is why you can use these resources. But I recommend you first having your own sort of baseline for where your voice is at by doing your own training first and doing your own practice time first. Okay. So, but the key part of this second way to get free vocal training is that you are making sure that you're seeing these other resources that you're using, including my own tips that I give you. Make sure that you see them as tests. Okay. You are testing and seeing if it applies to your voice. And I don't want you to get frustrated or, feel bad if it doesn't apply to your voice. Maybe it could be that you just need to keep working on it, right? Because maybe you're learning a new skill, like a mixing exercise. You got to keep working on it before you actually see that change or hear that change in your voice, right? And it could take some time. It could take weeks, it could take months, depends on where your voice is at. It could take even years for you to really develop a strong mix or belt. Sometimes it depends, of course. This is literally like case by case basis. Okay. So, but that's why you have to be willing to test. You have to be willing to see, like, okay, let me see if this is, if this is something that feels good in my voice, it sounds good in my voice, or maybe it's not for me, or maybe I need to start somewhere else. Feel free to test and try it around. But this is another great, I mean, these are great free resources to look for vocal training. And you can just look up like YouTube videos. Some of my favorite YouTubers are Hannah Bales on YouTube, some of her older material when she was doing some vocal coaching stuff on there. And so, yeah, like there are Instagrams, TikToks, all sorts. And you're always welcome to try them out, but just know that you're testing and you are taking every one of them with a grain of salt because not one of those teachers knows your specific voice. Okay. All right. The third way that I have for you to get vocal training for free as a female singer is to take advantage of free workshops, master classes, and consultations with voice teachers. So if you see that there is a workshop, masterclass, or consultation going on, I highly recommend that you take advantage of the opportunity. You're getting these are opportunities to hear from, to learn from a professional coach for free. And if it's a masterclass or a consultation, potentially get feedback on your own voice or hear someone else getting feedback on their voice, which is amazing. Take advantage of these. Show up and take advantage. My masterclass is coming up on May 20th. You guys know because I've been talking about it and I want to see you there. Like you better. You don't have to. You don't have to. it's a genuine invitation, but I would love for you to be there. Like genuinely, I would love to see you there because this is an opportunity for you to hear how you can and learn how you can build confidence as a singer and then immediately start to apply it. Because you're going to be able to sing if you so desire. If you want to sign up to sing, you can sing and then you can get instant feedback on your voice. Even if it's just for a few minutes in a master class, it depends on the type of class that you're working in and the type of workshop. But like, even if it's just a little bit of someone's time, like that is so valuable. Take advantage, show up and take it seriously and listen to what the feedback is and see if you can apply it immediately. That way, you're immediately going to see a change in your voice. You're going to be able to see or hear. I keep saying see, but see here, you know what I mean? A change in your voice, even if it's small, and even if it takes a little bit of time for you to implement again and again, like that's amazing. It's just awesome to get feedback, as singers, as performers. It's great to be able to give ourselves feedback. That's why I gave you the first one, record yourself, give yourself feedback. But it's really, really beneficial to get an outside perspective, especially from a professional, right? You can ask a friend, you can ask someone who sings, which is a great place to start. Ask one of your friends who is a great singer and get their feedback. But if you have the access to a professional coach, a professional teacher, in a masterclass, definitely take advantage. I would love for you to come to the Sing Confidently Masterclass, my masterclass happening on May 20th. Tuesday, May 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. I would love to see you there because I'm going to be going through the exact steps for you to learn to build confidence as a singer. And there's going to be time for you to sing a little bit if you would like to and get some feedback. I'm also going to lead you through some practice exercises, kind of like I talked about in the first step today. I'm going to lead you through some of those exercises, specifically focusing on riffs and runs, developing vocal agility, because I know that that's something that a lot of singers really, really want to learn. Like, how do I do riffs? How do I have that like agility in my voice? Like, it just doesn't feel free. Like, how do I get that freedom in my voice? I'm going to give you some exercises to help you with that. And then you can apply that immediately. And if you would like, and you don't have a song that you want to sing for me and get feedback on, you can just go through the exercise and let me hear you go through the exercise. And I can see if I can give you any support or feedback there for your specific voice. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to be able to hear your voice or another thing to be able to, use these online resources and try them out on your voice. But it's yet another thing for you to be able to get feedback tailored specifically to your unique voice. And that's what I would love to do for you in this masterclass. So go to creativelybyestelle.com/masterclass. I created a separate page just for this, actually. creativelybyestelle.com/masterclass. And you can sign up for free. That is a free way to work with me. Another point under this last point, another sub point, if you will, under this last point is you can try a free consultation. So if you're not really sure if you want to work with a voice teacher, There are some teachers who do like free discovery calls or like mini trainings, mini consultations. I call mine like a mini voice check-in or consultation. Call it what you want, you know, not to quote Taylor Swift, but call it what you want. But it's just a time for you can sing a little bit. Like in my consultations, I'm like, if you want to, you can sing a little bit and I'll give you some feedback and just let me know if you're like, okay, I want to do this more, and then we can book a an official lesson. But it's really a time for us to chat, and you can ask questions about what lessons would look like, what you think my recommendations for you are based on where you are specifically. If you're really not sure about whether you want to work with the coach, a consultation is a great way to, it's like, are you getting vocal training in that moment? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on the teacher. For me, I'm going to give you a tip. If you want to sing a little bit, I'll give you feedback for sure, even if it's just a couple minutes. But it's also just a way for you to start that journey of vocal training for free. So even though you might not actually be doing a lesson in that, for those few minutes of that consultation call that you're getting with the coach, but what you will be getting is that you're going to get a taste of like who that person is, what is their background, what are their credentials, like what do they know about the voice, how do you vibe with them, and then that could be like a great way to start your vocal training journey for free, and that way you kind of feel more comfortable, like being like, oh, do I want to work with this coach? You know what I mean? So you guys are always free to come do a free consultation with me. You can book one with me at, you can just go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio, and you'll see at the very top to book a free consultation with me. And that way you can literally get to know me a little bit more, sing a little bit for me, and I can give you a little bit of support there in just a few minutes. And then we can see if you want to continue training and investing in your training. But that's a great way to start for free, right? So these are your options, right? Don't say that because you're not able to invest financially in a private lesson right now, like yesterday, that you can't build confidence as a singer, that you can't really be intentional about growing as a singer, whether professionally or as a creative outlet. It's still worthy. I believe in you, and it's very worthwhile. Like, take it seriously that you have a gift and you have a desire to sing. I want you to take it seriously. I'm taking you seriously. I want you to get that vocal training that you need. Even if you just want to start for free, take advantage of these options. Okay. Again, number one, train on your own. Go back to those episodes that I shared with you, episode number 76, episode number 111, and episode number 166, to support you in creating your own practice routine and warming up your voice. And make sure that you record yourself and listen back to yourself. That's how you are able to train on your own. Number two, use and test online resources like YouTube videos, podcasts, Facebook group resources, etc., that you can find and see if they work for your voice. And then number three, take advantage and take seriously free workshops, free masterclasses, and consultations with coaches who are willing to, hear you out and give you that instant free. Sorry, who are willing to hear you out and give you that instant feedback. Like, don't sleep on that. Take advantage of that. Come to my masterclass coming up on the 20th at creativelybyestelle.com/masterclass. It's free, and we are going to build confidence as singers in this masterclass. I would love to see you there. I'd love to be able to give you that instant feedback. I'd love to be able to just hang out with you. Like, let's hang out. Let's see each other face to face. Let's connect with other singers and have such a fun time just gathering as women who love to sing. Like, how amazing is that? That's so beautiful. So make sure you go to creativelybyestelle.com/masterclass, and I would love to see you there. I hope you have an amazing day, and I really hope this helps you and inspires you and gives you practical tools that you can take advantage of literally starting right now. And be sure to, again, go visit the masterclass page, creativelybyestelle.com/masterclass, and I'll see you there. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so, so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the performing arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so, so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.